Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you another StarCraft commentary. This is going to be Group G from the ABC Mart, MSL. So this should be pretty fun. We have Group B already done on Varosha's account, so head over there and check that one out. I think he's done Group A. Yeah, he did Group A already. I got Group E done. So yeah, we're starting to get through this this MSL. Gonna get this all covered for you, and Group D was just played. I guess at this point, now that I'm casting it, would have been early this morning. So Group D is the Group of Death. That's the Flash Bisu Jaedong group, and that will probably come early next week or late this weekend, something like that. Me and Varosh are going to dual cast it, which means that we've got to organize both of our schedules, which obviously can sometimes be a little bit more difficult. But expect the entire MSL to be completed by middle of next week, all 8 groups, and yeah, that should be pretty awesome for everyone. But this is going to be Group G. The 4 players are Snow and Hero, who are going to be playing here, and then the second game is going to be Grape and Deer. So 3 Protosses, Snow, Grape, and Deer, and 1 Zerg, Hero, which definitely benefits Hero in a lot of ways because 1, he only has to prepare for 1 matchup on all of these maps, and 2, ZVP is his best matchup. So, I mean, as far as Hero is concerned, this is probably the best group that he could possibly have ended up in. It's all Protosses, then 2 of them are basically unknown, young, unproven Protosses in Grape and Deer. So he can basically play his game, and he should have a pretty solid chance of getting out. And then the other player that's probably going to get out, I would be shocked, honestly shocked, if Snow here did not get out. Snow, last year, in the last MSL, against Jaedong, if you remember that best of 5 series, I believe it was the round of 8. Yeah, I think it was the round of 8. He showed some pretty incredible PvZ play with particularly his Reavers in a couple games were just out of this world. And he was really on top of his game, really harassive. It looked very, very impressive. So I really think that he'll have a good chance of beating Hero here in this first set. And, you know, just I have trouble putting faith in rookie players in the MSL or the OSL. Hence, I don't really know anything about Grape and Deer. They're from Samson Khan and Hwasong Oz, so who knows? Maybe they'll come out and impress us or something like that, but I think Snow and Hero here in this first game are probably the favorites to get out, and in particularly Snow, who really is a very good player, so I'm favoring both of them to get out, in particular Snow. We did have a 12 hatch from Hero, so yeah. No early Zergling pressure going to go on, and yeah, I mean, Snow has that forge down, but he's just going to put down a Nexus following it, and he actually had 2 probes scouting out. He just wanted to make sure that he found Hero. Hero does have a pretty well-deserved reputation of not being cheesy, but being very early game-ish. But he's very early game-ish with Hydras. He's not so much Zerglings in most of my experience. It's usually a lot of 3-hatch, 4-hatch Hydra. I mean, when he goes standard, he occasionally goes 5-hatch Hydra, but usually it's a 3 or 4-hatch Hydra, and just a lot of Hydra busts, and then transition into Lurkers if the game goes on a little bit longer than that. He really likes that type of macro play, and that's just his style. That's what he does, and yeah, I mean, a lot of Zergs have kind of been getting away from that recently. They still go Hydra, but they don't really stick to Hydra breaks as much as a guy like Hero does. Hero really goes for the breaks, not just Hydra and Lurkers to gain control and go for a 4th base like a lot of Zergs are doing these days. He uses Hydras to defeat your opponent, so it's a style that was popularized for a while, then kind of went out of fashion, but not for Hero. He's still doing it. And we'll see what Snow's got in reply. He sees that there's still no layer coming up for Hero right now. Not yet. And Hero has placed a 3rd hatchery at the mineral only in the top left. This is Dante's peak, for those of you who may not have recognized it immediately. So the bases are in the 4 corners, and then cardinal directions 12, 3, 6, 9. They all have expansions with gases into them that have kind of a narrow entrance into the middle of the map on a ridge. So those are the gas expansions outside of main and naturals, and then there's the mineral only, such as the one that Hero took a little while ago. And still no layer coming up for Hero, so he's stockpiling gas right now. What for, we will find out. He should have morphed his lair by now. This is really surprising that he hasn't. So, I mean, he has gotten the probe out of his base, so, I mean, if he was going to start morphing a lair, this would probably be the time to do it. There's also a Zealot on the field looking for the third base of Hydra, and since the probe did scout it out, we'll probably go right there and try and get a couple drone kills. We have a Stargate coming up for Snow, and here comes the Zealot. Let's see how many kills it can get. If it can get a couple kills, it would be well worth it. If it can't, well, you know. Yeah, the Zerglings are very much in position. That's Zealot looking to get one kill. No, not going to get the kill. The drone being microed very, very nicely. But the Zealot can either try and get into a corner and try and kill as many of these Zealots as he can, or try and get more of a scout on it. Looks like he's going to go for more of the scouting strategy, try and get into the into Hero's base, and he is actually going to scout out the Hydra Den, and I still haven't seen a lair, so unless there's a lair moving, this is going to be like a 4 or 5 hatch straight up Hydra without even lair tech, which means that anytime, okay, there's the lair, never mind, there's the lair, but, so it still is going to be a lot of Hydras, I think. He's got to be sitting on a pretty hefty amount of gas right now. He's been mining for a while, and other than the 100 gas for lair and Zergling speed, he really hasn't spent anything, so should be sitting on a good amount of gas, should be able to pump out a decent number of Hydralisk, and then and start getting those upgrades. There's the Spire going up. That'll probably be basically just for Scourge to counter Corsairs and possibly shuttles if Snow goes that way. Snow is throwing up a robotics facility, and it's very possible that Hero actually remembers the Jaedong games and remembers those Dosted shuttles that were so painful to Jaedong, and could be preparing to just be anti them, along with the Corsairs. This Overlord has gotten a kill. Looks like it's no, I'm sorry. The Corsair almost. I thought the Corsair was going to get a kill, but did not. So no kills on that Corsair. And the Spire is not yet completed. Still, it can still hover around, keep getting the scout out and such things. Looks like there's a little mini push out going on by Snow, but he's not going to get to do not pushing very hard with it, so he's not going to get anything else done. We got an evolution chamber getting up, so that'll be really important for Hydra. Depending upon +1 weapons or armor, if he goes +1 weapons, he'll really be going for a break. If he goes +1 armor, it can turn into +1 armor is you know, very important because of the +1 weapons that generally comes on Protoss units as well. So both are useful. I actually prefer the +1 armor just because of the just because it defends a lot against Zealots. And when you're going for the Hydra break, usually your opponent at this stage of the game has a lot of Zealots in normal PvZ play. So usually you'll see players go for armor, but occasionally you will see weapons. And the Overlords actually do have speed. Look at that, already having speed. That's really quickly. Either he must suspect DTs or something like that. Usually you don't get speed this early. Usually you have other things to spend your gas on, but not today for Hero. Hero is definitely wary of Snow's possible shenanigans. We do have the Spire completed, so we should get some Scourge out to deal with these pesky Corsairs. And we got anything else going on here? No, still not enough Hydras to really do too much of a push yet. It looks like Hero's actually taking the 12 o'clock base. So that will be his 4th base, his 3rd gas, so that's important. Some Scourge coming in here to get the scout on. They were looking for Corsairs. They see the one new one being built. But that's it. They do, importantly enough, they do see the robotic support base, so he knows that there is some sort of Reaver play coming his way. He's seen a few Corsairs, so he got to suspect there's a decent glob of Corsairs, which there is. Now he's seen the big blob. So he knows that there's a lot of Corsairs coming his way. He knows that there's Reavers, so there's a potential for Reaver drops supported by Corsairs, so that's something that Hero's really going to have to defend well against. It's not the most popular build anymore, it's not the strongest build anymore, but when it does work, if you could land that Corsair and get a really good Scarab off, wow, can it do a lot of damage. Or if you can get a Reaver like in a corner of a base where Hydralisk can't get to, suddenly that Reaver will start killing Hydralisk 2, 3 at a time in whatever gap it's in, and it'll be basically, it'll just slaughter units left and right. It's kind of cool, actually. And here they go. Here comes the Corsair Weaver going towards the natural expansion, but there are a lot of Hydralisks, so he's going to have to back off on this one. He's going to have to keep probing. The 12 o'clock may be open right now. Maybe try and swing into the natural. These are all possibilities for him. He's going to be looking throughout the bases of Hero, trying to find any hole in the defenses where he can drop a Reaver, get some drones, maybe find a back position where he can pick off Hydras without his Zealots being particularly in trouble. And that shuttle really has taken a bunch of hits, so it's lost all its shields, so he's got to be a little bit careful with it now. If he runs into a bunch of Hydras, he could be in trouble. And he's decided to actually drop on this ridge right here on the ramp and picks off a couple of the oh, wow, that second Scarab killed off a lot of Hydras. Look at that, he's killed 8 Hydras right now and hasn't lost any units yet. So the shuttle and the Reaver within are doing quite well right now. Looks like he's actually moving on. No, he is coming back to this 12 o'clock base. Looks like he's going to get another Reaver Scarab off and kicks off another drone. And now he's going to pick off another... Oh, what? How did that Scarab dud? How did that Scarab dud? That makes no sense. Okay, but that Scarab did dud. It should have gotten another Hydras, but that Scarab... should have. And there goes another Scarab picking off 3 more drones, but there goes the shuttle and the Reaver. Aww. That's unfortunate. If the Reaver at least been on the ground, it could have gotten another Scarab or 2 off, which could have been very cool. But I think Snow was hoping that he could get it out and keep up his harassment. Unfortunately for him, the shuttle just did not have enough life, and so he loses both the shuttle and the Reaver within. I think he did do a good amount of damage though. He killed probably 8, 10 Hydras, killed 4 or 5 drones as well, and he's got a couple more. And the harassment went on long enough that he's been able to build up 2 more Reavers to defend. So that will be very useful for him as well. It does look like Hero's starting to get on the attack here. Going to look to take down the front, the natural of Snow, and Snow's actually picked up a couple of DT, so he is not done harassing. He is continuing his massive harassment play that we saw versus Jaedong, and he's actually going to go to the 12 o'clock with his main army of Zealots and Dragoons, and he's going to drop DTs inside the natural. Oh wait, no, he's going straight to the main, with this force, and dropping off 2 Zealots at each time. Now there's 2 Zealots, or 2 DT, sorry. And it looks like he's going to go for the Spire as one building, and the other building will be... What else is he hitting? Looked like he was hitting an extractor, but I can't imagine... Oh man, that must be a mistake. He's not supposed to be hitting an extractor. No! Don't want to kill... Who cares about the extractor? But whatever. He got the Spire, so which means no more Scourge in the air, which is really important. Which means his Corsairs can really dominate the air right now and force the Overlords into very predefined areas that are guarded by either Spore Colonies or Hydras. Right now it's just Hydras, not any Spores. One thing though to worry for Snow is that there is a lot of Hydralisks. He's got huge blobs of Hydralisks all over the place. This is a lot of Hydras that Hero has macroed up. And his Corsair count has down to 1, and then there was 1. And so here comes another shuttle and probably has a Reaver in it, maybe a Storm, and almost dies, loses all of his shields in like a quarter of its life. So that shuttle not in good shape. But okay, looks like he doesn't have Reavers, probably had a High Templar, or maybe another DT, something like that. But he's definitely going to go for more harassment, but that's been foiled, and he's forced to retreat and forced to defend now because Hero's coming in with a lot of Hydras, and these Hydras are doing a lot of damage. But there are a couple Reavers, and there's Storm involved here. This is going to be real tough for Hero to break. He looks like he's trying to do as much as he can, and oh, that Scarab luckily dudded for Hero. That was dangerous. And the front gateway, it does go down. There's a forge, and that's it in the front right now. And it looks like another shuttle has come out looking to do more harassment. He's going to run into the Scourge, and the Scourge don't see it! The Scourge don't see it! So the shuttle gets to go. Where's it going to go? It's going to go straight into the main. This is all bonus right now for the shuttle. That shuttle was in real trouble. And there's the High Templar. The Storm going down, only catching 2 drones though. Only catching 2 drones before it goes down. So that High Templar not doing nearly as much as I'm sure Snow is hoping. But he could have another High Templar in here. No, it looks like he just had another Zealot. I thought he might have had another High Templar in there for a Storm, which would have been very cool. But no, instead it was just another Zealot. So this second phase of the harassment was not quite as good. Actually did very, very little. Only killed 2 drones. But he definitely was thinking about more harassment. But he still has Shuttle Reaver. He still has High Templar Storm. He still has a Dragoon Zealot army. And he is starting to push out now. And he'll probably have Observers. Yeah, he does have Observers as well. So even if there's a Lurker switch, it will be strong enough. And it looks like Hero's going to go for a pincer attack. Look at this. Tons of Hydras in the back. Tons of Hydras in the front as well. Good storms going on. Wonderful storms by Snow here on the southern flank. Picking off a lot of these Hydras. More storms going off on the south. Tons of Hydras going down. And he's using his Reavers on the north, trying to do as much as he can. Another storm going off on the north. And very well placed storms here Will it be enough, though? There's just so many Hydras. Will it be enough? Another Scarab picking off another 4 Hydras. Another 4 Hydras go down. These Scarabs doing so much damage. But no, it is not enough. There's more Hydras still streaming in. Look at this. How did Hero macro up that number of Hydras? I am very impressed. That is a lot of dead Hydras, and they all have +1 weapons, no armor upgrades on these Hydras, and there was just so many of them that despite all of the well-placed storms, despite all of the Scarabs that were picking up 3, 4 Hydras each, there was still more Hydras coming. That's how much stuff, how much money Hero's got right now. And now he's working off 3 gas. Will he switch to Lurker? Lurker Hydra, definitely a possibility. But yeah, that was a crazy little battle there, and yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool battle. These Zealots are still in +1 weapons upgraded, so they're not going to tear through Hydras like they would if they had had +2, particularly +2 versus no armor on a Hydralist. Oh boy, you better watch out if you're the Hydralist. That's a very that's a very unfortunate situation for Hydras. Unless of course you have 600 of them like Hydra or like Hero has, which is just ridiculous. And apparently even with Storms and Reavers you can still keep going when you have that number of Hydras. Very impressive. Snow still hasn't taken a 3rd base, so that's going to be real problematic for him now that I'm looking at it. His main and natural are both getting kind of mined out, so he's only got a couple minutes left here unless he can take another base. It looks like he's going to set up for his mineral only. That'll help him a bit, but he's still going to be behind economically significantly, and if he loses the shuttle, oh boy, that could be real bad. I suspect that shuttle actually has Reavers in it, and there's more Scourge on the backside looking to try and catch the shuttle when it comes back. Where'd those other Scourge go? Oh, the other Scourge aren't going to be in position, so the Dragoons are going to be able to save that shuttle. And here comes the big Hydra coming in again, gonna try and stop the 3rd base from going up, and the Reaver does go down because there are Mutalisks involved as well. Storm goes off, but the Mutalisks have done their job. They've caused the Storm to be wasted. They've killed the Reaver, and I think that will basically be it. I don't know. Wow, Hero, what are you doing? Getting +1 armor on your Mutalisk? Hero is nuts. This is a crazy game right now going on right now by Hero. Very cool play. And yeah, I think these Mutalisks are going to end it because they're going to be able to pick off any High Templar that come like that right there. And even that Reaver could actually go down as well. And that's exactly where he's going. And there goes the Reaver. So that's going to be it. No more mass damage. And there's just no way for Snow to defend. There's GG. So Snow is out. He loses the first game to Hero. That was actually a very cool game by Hero. I thought yeah, that was well played. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. That was actually a pretty cool PvZ, ZVP. And Hero gets the win, so he'll go on to the winner's game. Snow will go on to the loser's game to play the loser of Great versus Deer. And he should be in good shape for that. Snow's a veteran player, a couple seasons under his belt. So he should be in decent form to take out whichever rookie Protoss comes his way in the loser's match. Hero gets the other rookie Protoss in the winner's match, and we will see which of them advance. I know nothing about them. Hopefully you guys... Well, no, I'm going to assume that you guys know nothing either, and we'll both just walk in there and get to see what happens. But I will see you guys all in the next set. Great Deer.